Hello angels, welcome back to the Cosmic Taylor. If you are new here, hi, I am Taylor, here to tailor you to your highest timeline, and today our reading is The Sun Wants to Share. Okay. Alright. Okay, alright. What do you gotta say, son? What do you gotta say? Oh, okay. We're using the erotic tarot for this one. That's fun. I thought we were going to use it for the last reading, which was The Lovers Want to Share, and that got, like, real deep and sad. Damn. Oh yeah, I can't show you the cards this time around. I can show you a few, but not all of them, alright? So, you're going to have to trust me in a lot of these. Alright, angels, ancient ancestors, universe, spirit guides, higher self, mother earth, God, and divine beings of the highest light, can you please tell us what the sun wants to share with our beautiful collective? Fun, experimental, that's what I'm hearing. Okay, 111 on the timer. There seems to be some kind of new beginning or new experience that's coming into your life. I saw the star card. Ooh, yep, death, right there. A transformation. 10 of candles in the reverse, where burdens are turning into what? The Knight of Roses in the reverse with the moon in the reverse. Burdens are being turned into full stop, is what I heard. That's weird. Which way did you want that, Spirit? 9 of Shells in the reverse. This feels weird. Sun, what are you talking about? 8 of Shells and its general energy. 2 of Feathers in the reverse. Oh. These cards are being sneaky. 9 of Roses in the reverse with the Sun upright. Okay. This is so interesting. Because we got a lot of abundance cards out here and wish fulfillment cards in the reverse. And we also have the moon with the sun out here too. And the moon is in the reverse, which means that something is being highlighted or revealed or shown. So, what's going on exactly here? Oh, interesting. I'm hearing your lack of burdens comes from a lack of fulfillment, which is weird because, like, that doesn't feel... Like, it feels right, but that doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? Maybe something just feels really off in your life right now and you've been picking up on that energy where things have just not felt aligned. Something's been, like, way off. With the 8 of Shells, the 2 of Feathers, the 9 of Roses, and the Sun, too. Something has been really, really, like, eating away at you. Because, like, it's like you followed this inner call of moving somewhere else and doing something different and changing paths or just following your path in general, you know? Maybe you got really deep into some meditation, or that's what you need to do. You need to get so deep into some meditation because 333 on the timer, it feels like you're really out of alignment, or the choice that you had to make feels like you're still questioning if it was the right choice to make. With the 2 of Feathers energy, yeah, it's very deep in that questioning, like, oh, I don't know, like, is this how it's supposed to be? Is this how it's supposed to go? I don't know. I saw 345 on the timer. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I don't know if I'm acting the right way. Is this how I'm supposed to be acting? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? I don't know. And, you know, because it felt like you were squandering something or you were giving something away, but with the 9 of Roses and the 9 of Shells both being in the reverse here, that tells me that this fulfillment was actually just being depleted and depleted and depleted and depleted. And the fact that it didn't feel burdensome is a sign that at that time, within that timeline, you felt like pouring yourself out and continuously giving and giving and giving and giving was a way to show love and respect, and was a way to express how you feel about things and how you felt about these circumstances, these people, etc., etc. And like, it's like you went through the death and transformation of realizing, like, that isn't love. Constantly giving yourself away, giving away your time, your effort, your energy, 444 on the timer, that is not representative of love. And so the fact that these fulfillments were based strictly in you being in struggling energy, but it didn't feel that way, shows that you were deeply groomed or bred in some kind of a way throughout your life, or just grew up where people were trying to force you in this box, or these ideas of how you're supposed to be, or what you're supposed to do, or how you're supposed to act. And they did so with the direct purpose of trying to keep you in this kind of energy where you're constantly giving away. I did a reading the other day, and it's called Your Sugar is Your Truth, How Do You Contain It and How Do You Share It? And in that, we literally talked about this a little bit, about how some people will raise you to specifically constantly be giving because they know they can benefit off of you from that. And they will purposefully make sure that you feel guilt when you don't give. And you kind of moved out of that, and you're not in that state anymore. You're in a completely new state of being, right? Which is so interesting, because it's like, that's why I didn't feel right, because it's like, it's uncomfortable. The idea of being outside of that energy and not giving the way that you always felt like you had to, right? With the Knight of Roses being in the reverse, it's like full stop. You just stopped moving forward with it, right? Sure, before you were moving slowly, and like people realized, like, despite the slowness of your connection with people, like it starts as a stream, but it slowly builds into a river, and then that slowly builds into a freaking lake or a pond or whatnot, you know what I mean? And then that slowly pours into a giant fucking waterfall. You know, like, people realized that despite how slow you were to connect with people and how slow you were in the process of connecting with people, you were very, very abundant, and you would always end up pouring a lot into people, a lot into other connections, into your friendships, your relationships, your lovers, etc., right? And so a lot of people took advantage of that, and took advantage of you doing those things and actively going down this path of pouring into people like that. But you're not in that state anymore. That version of you has died. And so it's like very uncomfortable right now, because you're not burdened. You're not being burdened. You're not pouring yourself out and giving yourself away to people just for the sake of it. You're actually slowly going through this process of allowing yourself to just be, and allowing yourself to just go, allowing yourself to just grow, and not forcing yourself to constantly give every single time you receive, to hand out every single time you are handed to, you know what I mean? Yeah, 10 of shells. You're reaching this point of actually being fulfilled. And I want to show you this Ace of Shells imagery, but it's very lewd, so I'm not going to. But there is this new opportunity of actual love and connection that is making you feel very fulfilled, because it's a love and connection that starts with yourself. And like, it's like that was the last cup you needed. It's like you went through the entire process of learning, of mastering each of the cups, but without the Ace of Cups, because you were taught to leave your Ace of Cups behind, or hold on to your Ace of Cups as a tool instead of your heart, you know what I mean? Instead of something to be loved and respected with the same amount of care that you put into other people's cups. So the 2 of Cups, you mastered it. 3 of Cups, mastered it. 4 of Cups, mastered it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, mastered it, mastered it, mastered it, mastered it, mastered it, okay? And it wasn't until this last time around where you realized, okay, that's still off though. Something is still off. I need to go somewhere else. I need to move in a different way. I need to see this from a different perspective. That you realized that you were missing 1 cup, which was your own. And so now you're going to be able to learn and understand how to build the 10 of Cups off of your Ace of Cups in a way that is truly fulfilling for yourself and truly fulfilling for the people around you. Everybody else that was living off of you and living off of your cup, they were learning misconstrued 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups, 4 of Cups, 5 of Cups, because they were learning in a way where they were not actually trying to collaborate, they were not actually trying to befriend, they were not actually trying to learn and see, they were not actually trying to grieve and feel, they were not actually trying to connect and love. They were just falling apart and allowing you to do all of that work, while you, 918 on the timer, significant number, search it up, I swear to God, search it up, they just needed to live off of you in order to get to where they wanted to go, because you were always going to lead them down that way, right? And because of that, they never actually did the work necessary to understand and master those suits, to master that suit of cups. And because of that, now they have to go through the crash course of understanding it and actually learning from it. Oh, yeah, Queen of Roses falling on top of the Knight of Roses, the Moon, and the Nine of Roses in the reverse. Queen of Roses in the reverse. You realized that the way that you were living, it was putting you in this position of not valuing yourself, of not loving yourself and accepting yourself in a way that was actually right and aligned with you, and that was getting in the way of you being able to reach an actual wish fulfillment, reaching the, oh, I can't show you, her titties are out, sorry, of actually reaching the sun, you know, of actually being happy and fulfilled, experiencing that unbridled joy. The High Priest, that's the Emperor. Okay. Three of Candles in the reverse. Their plans, whatever they are, right? Because it fell on the floor behind me, so it feels like something that somebody was trying to hide. So whatever they are, it's not gonna work. Whoever, like, there are people around you plotting right now, it's not gonna work. We have justice with the High Priest or the Emperor, right? And so there is, like, justice being called onto these people and on you and your life. And ultimately, they're just trying to get out of it. Yeah, because Four of Roses in the reverse, it leaves them in this very unstable place of uncertainty, but it's none of your business anymore. None of your business. So what else did you want to say, son? What other message do you have for us today? Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about? Anything that you wanted to say to this beautiful collective? King of Candles. This doesn't... Knight of Candles. Okay. Queen of Feathers. Okay. Strength in the reverse and the 10 of Roses. Okay. With the 6 of Shells. I was about to say this King of Wands doesn't feel right, but then the Knight of Candles came through and I was like, okay, hold on a second. So there's something here about you allowing your walls to come down and you allowing to trust in and experience new experiences and actually feel a new kind of love with new kinds of people and for yourself, of self-empowerment, of just feeling good in yourself and with yourself for the sake of feeling good in yourself and with yourself and for no other reason, you know what I mean? Like, you're just living your best life and living with the best discernment and understanding of self and choosing to have fun and build the blueprint of what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and what you're going to achieve. 1, 2, 3, 4 on this timer, because you want to actually have community and connection. You actually want to be fulfilled and you want to have good, fulfilling experiences, right? And the sun is saying that you're there. You are there. Trust that you are there. But you also have to understand that you have to be vulnerable to actually connect with this energy, to reveal this energy to you. 6 of Shells, 3 of Roses, the Hanged One with the Knight of Shells, and the 10 of Shells underneath that. Exactly, dude. Like, you have to be willing to be vulnerable and be in an emotional connecting state, and you have to be willing to be at the mercy of the universe and the Hanged Man energy, where they decide where you are going and what's going to happen next. You know what I mean? You have to just wait for the verdict, and you have to be vulnerable and put yourself out there in order to find out what that verdict would be, right? So the sun is saying, like, you need to go out and live right now. Just go outside and live right now, because you just went through a death transformation experience of moving on from this old kind of mindset of like having to pour into other people in order to be poured into, or having to pour into other people because that's just your birth, like your purpose in life, and that's your birthright or whatever, right? Nah, you're moving on from that. That's none of your business. That's none of your business. Like, you're done with that, right? Red hair could be significant. I just dyed my hair orange, but you can't really tell because I didn't bleach it. It is super cute though. It fits me really well. Maybe you're planning on dyeing your hair. I'm seeing a lot of roses in people's hair. Yeah. and feathers and crowns. So yeah, interesting. You literally just have to be willing to get to know yourself again, is also what I'm hearing. You just have to be willing to meet yourself again so you can actually see who you are and understand who you are, because that's what this Ace of Cups journey is. It's getting to know your heart. It's getting to know your soul. I don't know what this is on my face. Oh, I got it. Cool. Looks like a scab. Anyways, I'm a skin picker. What can I say? It's a problem. But yeah, like that's what's going on here. The sun wants to bring forth a message of you going on a new journey and actually getting to know your heart, understanding yourself, getting to love yourself, getting to know yourself, getting to feel yourself. Ace of Roses, the Hanged One. Which way do you want that? Oh, Ace of Shells in the reverse. Okay. That's interesting. Why is it in the reverse? Your knee-jerk reaction might be to close yourself off from this out of fear of being too much or too vulnerable or too seen or too exposing. But like, the way that the sun is saying this to me is that, see, Temperance comes out in the reverse because the Ace of Shells is in the reverse. You have to understand that allowing yourself to be exposed in this sense and allowing yourself to be vulnerable in this sense and expressing yourself in this sense, that is what brings balance to your energy. That is what brings balance to you in this situation, in this process, in your feelings. For reals, for reals. You gotta understand that ultimately, if you want to take full advantage of this new beginning, because with the Ace of Roses, I'm seeing the rose toy, so maybe you're getting new toys or something like that. Period. Love that for you. There's something here about being really anxious on a emotional level and like wanting to be only connected to this physical level of getting to know yourself and understanding yourself, which is interesting because it's like, the fact that it's the erotic tarot, take that as it resonates, you know what I mean? But like, it's like you're scared to know who you really are. And it's super interesting because like, I can't show you the imagery. The Ace of Roses, her nails are, or his or her nails, I don't know, their nails, the hand's nails are painted white, and the Ace of Shells nails are painted red, and the flower for the Ace of Roses is red, and the shell itself is like an oyster shell, and it's like white on the inside. So there's like this kind of a thing where emotionally you need to explore physically, you know, and physically you need to explore emotionally. There's like something here about balancing those two worlds out with this new opportunity of getting to know yourself. Which way did you want that? In the reverse or in its... Can you please be specific, Spirit, Sun? Which way do you want this? Page of Candles in the reverse. Yeah, because the Page of Candles in this deck is very like experimental and open and like just wants to the way I'm hearing it, just wants to make people feel good and just wants to feel good themselves, you know what I mean? And with the Queen of Shells out here, you just have to... Okay, receiving Ace of Candles. Confirmation, first of all, and second of all, the amount of aces that are coming out right now, this new beginning is crazy, dude. The amount of readings I've done today, I've done so many readings today, and a lot of them are like rhyming with each other, but they're so different in their own rights. Like, it's crazy. The High Priestess, oh, the King of Shells, oh my god. And the Queen of Candles in the reverse falling on the floor. That's so interesting because we have the King of Candles and the Knight of Candles, remember? But the Queen of Candles falling on the floor, that tells me a lot about the past connections that you had, because now you got this King of Shells and the Queen of Shells. This Queen of Wands, she's trying to like... It's so interesting because the imagery like between the two, the Queen of Candles, it looks like she's trying to like dominate in the sense of being like, look at how powerful and like attractive I am. Look at me, kind of energy. While the Queen of Shells is just like sitting in her power, and she's the one that has people surrounding her, and like the moon is smiling down on her, dude. Like, it's so interesting, you know? And the Queen of Candles is literally being like hugged by a snake. Take that imagery as it resonates. But like, yeah, this new timeline of sorts, you are learning how to receive and how to be given to. Like, I love this for you. I literally love this for you so much, because it doesn't even have to be in a sexual way, guys. It doesn't even have to be in a sexual way. It could very much so be in a sexual way, but like, this is just in life and just in general with connections and people. Like, you're coming into new connections where people are pouring into you and want to pour into you and want to give to you because they feel you and they understand you and they want to be there for you and they want to be with you and they just want you to know what it's like to be on the other side, because they were there for somebody else on the other side, or somebody else was there for them on the other side, and it doesn't seem like it lasted. Yeah, with the Magician and the Tower in reverse, there's something, Three of Cups, with the Lovers in the reverse, yep, and the Four of Roses. There was something about, their connection with this person, it didn't work out. They didn't turn out to be right for each other, because, like, trying to keep their relationship together. I'm hearing that one scene from the episode of Rick and Morty, The Hole, I'm pretty sure that's season 7, the last episode, I don't remember what episode it is, but Morty's talking to the whole guy, and the whole guy is just like talking about, it takes one powerful man to be scared of happiness itself. Like, and he goes on to talk about what it's like to fall in love and like blah blah blah, and he's like, well, it'll end eventually, everything ends, and whether it's by this, that, or the other. And then he says, whether it's by two personalities constantly destroying and rebuilding each other until they are unrecognizable to each other and they fall out of love. And that's kind of what it feels like here for whoever this is, who you're meeting or what you're connecting with next. Like, there's somebody that wants to give to you. This is going to resonate with a very small amount of you, but there's somebody that wants to give to you because they've been in your shoes before, and they want to show you that life can be good and can feel good and can be nice and happy and exciting and fulfilling. And you don't have to be scared, Four of Shells in the reverse, of something being hidden, of something being like, of ulterior motives being a driving factor. They're trying to show you that life, the Knight of Feathers, that life doesn't have to be all about strategy, but it can also just be about pleasure, dude. I wish I could show this to you so you could see and understand. 22 on the timer, but like, it's not even devil energy kind of pleasure. It's just feeling good and happy. Just feeling good and happy. Period. That's it. 7 of Roses. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Freaking flying. The 8 of Roses in the reverse with the star. Oh my god. I literally just did a reading where I told you it's like the lovers want to talk, and it was talking about the 8 of Pentacles energy in the reverse. But with the star here, you're realizing the blessing, the gift that you don't have to work to be poured into, to be given to. You don't have to do anything. And this person's gonna show you that. You don't have to do anything. That they love you because they love you. And that's it. That's the end of it. They love you because they love you. They want to build community with you, Three of Shells, because they want to build community with you. The Emperor, Page of Roses, and the King of Feathers. There's something here that feels like there are people looking from the outside looking in, trying to like belittle this connection that you have, or belittle the connection that you're going to have. I can't show you once again. It's because it's like messed up. It's not messed up, sorry. It's just, well, YouTube is messed up because you can't, even if you say it's not meant for kids, of course they're gonna let kids watch it because that's how YouTube is. YouTube sucks like that. I don't really care. I don't get monetized for any of this, so I can say what I want. Yeah, the devil popping out too. Like, there are people that are trying to belittle and make fun of what you're connecting with or who you're connecting with because they themselves, 24/24 on the timer, are not the ones that you are connecting with. They are not the ones that you're trying to connect with or understand or see or love, and they're upset about that, you know, because they benefited off of you for so long. They want you to feel like you have to keep giving them, you have to keep pouring into them in order to get where you want to go, you know? And like the thing is that, like, ultimately, because they're coming out as the King of Feathers, this new connection that's coming in, they're going to show you that there is no logic behind it, okay? With the Ace of Candles, the Ace of Shells, the Ace of Roses, there is no logic behind it. There's no logic behind attraction. There's no logic behind connection. There's no logic behind emotion. Like, yes, those things can overlap with each other, but with this specifically, it's like you're taking the logic out of it entirely. It's not going to make sense. Confirmation. See what's new. Go watch a movie, Cinemark. Go out and watch a movie. Go see a movie. Maybe that's what you're gonna do with this person. Maybe you guys are gonna go see a movie, and you're gonna see a movie, and it's gonna be an entirely new experience of watching a movie with somebody. I don't know, okay? But yeah, this person is gonna show you that there's literally, like, at least in this circumstance with this person, it's not going to make sense. People are going to look from the outside looking in, being like, what the fuck? How did that happen? Where did that come from? That's insane. What are you talking about? And it's not going to make sense, but it'll make perfect sense. You know what I mean? Logically, trying to think about it and make it make sense in your brain, it's not going to make sense. But the fact that you can make it make sense with your heart, that you can make it make sense with your physical body, the fact that you can make it make sense with your soul, that's all that really matters here, because you're both the Queen of Shells and the King of Shells. You're both kind of like this balance, 26/26 on the timer, of being able to see and understand each other, but yet at the same time, I have a feeling that you've both mastered each other or yourselves or like this domain more than either of you let on, because you're also coming out as the star. Is there anything else, Sun, that you would like to say? 3 of Feathers in the reverse. Yeah, that's telling me, like, anything that you learn from this, they're not going to break your heart. If you're going to learn anything from this, they're not going to break your heart. They're not going to hurt you. And if something ends and it doesn't work out, it's not going to be painful. It's not going to be painful. And yeah, like, they're not going to try to hurt you because of this. Ace of Feathers. All of the aces are out, bro. 6 of Feathers in the reverse, 6 of Shells upright. All of the aces are out here. All of the aces are out here. This new beginning is like the new beginning. It's crazy work, dude. Yeah, and they're not going to make you feel like you have to run away or you have to leave. They're always going to present you with options. They're always going to present you with choices. With the 6 of Shells, like, they're always going to offer something, you know what I mean? And you, in return, because of who you are, you're always going to offer the same too. You're always going to go out of your way to do what you can for this person, because that's what this person will do for you. I'm not taking all that, Spirit. I'm not doing all that. That's a lot. But is there anything else, Sun, that you would like to say? No? Oh. High Priestess, the 5 of Candles on the bottom, like on the floor, and then the 5 of Roses. Upright? I think so. Yeah, somebody wants to hide the fact. First thing is said is the morning after. Anyways, an email that came through, 28/28 on the timer. Confirmation. Somebody wants to hide the fact that, like, there are these people that are monitoring this and that are going to try to belittle this entire situation or this entire connection. They are going to be arguing over this, like, fighting. The girls are fighting, kind of a thing. And you're going to have to be working through this fear of instability and lack, with the High Priestess being in her general energy. I hope you didn't see that. She's showing up in this energy of just with the High Priestess showing up in her general energy, she's just showing up in this way where it's like, you are aware that there are things that need to be healed within you. You just don't know what they are yet. And one thing that's going to be healing within you when you work with this person, when you connect with this person, is this feeling of lack and this place of lack, of not having that much, you know, because roses or pentacles talk about the material world. So you're going to be like learning to, I'm not learning to get out of that kind of thing, but this person is definitely going to be, I'm hearing, unblocking the roads that were originally built to stop you from getting stable. And that's what's going on here. It's just this instability that was put upon you, this forced upon you, because people blocked off the roads and hid other options or opportunities for you so that you wouldn't be able to move past them. They didn't expect you to move past them without these opportunities. They didn't expect you to move on without even having different opportunities to move forward with. So this person that you connect with, they're going to help you see things from an entirely new perspective, honestly. So gorgeous, so wonderful. Thank you so much for being here, angels, and for letting me read your energy. If you liked this, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. 3030 on the timer for extra confirmation for the few of you that are here. If you would like to, I'd really appreciate it. I do have my Cash App in my description box below. Tips are always appreciated, but never required. You being here is enough. Thank you so much for being here. I love you so much, and I hope I will see you in the next one. Bye, angels.